Grease on this motherfucker.
The high chief, seeing cloud visions, divine peace. Divine speaks, it gets things in the mind tweaked, dialed in, tuned up to the right peak. Activate the bridge, letting all three eyes see. No, my future's not behind me. My past is never far away, it's always trying to find me. Lurking in the shadows, but the lights ahead are blinding. Inviting me to come home and build what will define me. Find me where the wind blow with a shy breeze. At your window with a 9-piece when the shot freeze. Seen it all, can't take it back, witness so many minds bleed. Wicked waves of violence, straight fruit hanging from shy trees. The bullet holes the fresh meat where life is when death meet. The circumstances happenstance and we will never find peace. We'll fight until our heads are severed, bloody-eyed and blind greed. Before we ever come together, we gon' need our minds free. In this darkness, what can I see? What can be said for the dead if we fucking zombies? Afterlife mean what when your current life isn't lively? Put your worries in the sky, I'll help you see what I see.
Until the morning to see the light. I'm watching these visions in the sky all night. I can see the moon in the dark so bright. Even though the sun is gone, the stars are going strong. We go on, however bad it gets, we go on. We get it how we live and go on. We keep on fighting, hold on. We make it right when it's wrong. We ride the light and we go on. However bad it gets, we go on. We get it how we live and go on. We keep on fighting, hold on. We make it right when it's wrong. We ride the light and we go. We go. We go. We go. Ride the light and we go. We go. We go. Ride the light and we go. Ride the light and we go.
The shaman, that's within the person that I am. Well versed in the rituals, deserts, gazelles, and lions. Dire straits, rising weights, the struggle and surviving. Misled in my defiance, non-compliant, facing giants. Mind talker, shy walker, down the alley of the reaper's shadow. Dope needles, baby rattles, tragic scenes and epic battles. Bloody rivers, blazing saddles, modern slavery, raising cattle. Fed the worst, bred from birth to do the work and die in shackles. Rather fly on a cool night when the moon's bright, while a dead star send light from far in the black sky. Spaceman in the cosmos, my eyes low, a tight flow, some rhymes, ho. Fill empty space with words wherever I go. Interstellar, interstellar, una estrella vieja bella. Laser focus, foresight to be alive a fortnight. More right than wrong with more mics and songs. Bad bitches and thongs pulling hits from bombs.
Now it's just no rhyme or reason. Now it's just murder, 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 murder. They just kill it. That's it. Nah, no, ain't nobody safe. We not safe. The worst nigga in the world is the nigga in your ear. That's the worst motherfucker.
I'll wait until the morning to see the light. I'm watching these visions in the sky all night. I can see the moon in the dark so bright. Even though the sun is gone, the stars are going strong. We go on, however bad it gets, we go on. We get it how we live and go on. We keep on fighting, hold on. We make it right when it's wrong. We ride the light and we go on. However bad it gets, we go on. We get it how we live and go on. We keep on fighting, hold on. We make it right when it's wrong. We ride the light and we go. We go. We go. Ride the light. We go. Ride the light and we go. We go. We go. Ride the light and we go. Ride the light and we go.
We here. We ain't going nowhere. Only way is up. Salute, 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 salutes. Welcome everybody. Glad to have y'all here. For those walking in, please wipe your feet and hit the like button. I appreciate you being here. Hundreds to y'all in the chat. It's a nice gloomy Wednesday afternoon in Chicago. And we chilling. We're going to get into a couple of things today. Again, I appreciate you being here. We're going to take our time and let a couple more people get the notification, see the thumbnail, see what's popping. And come on in. We got some things to talk about today. We got some special announcements to make. We got another episode of Cartel Wives to get through. We got 4 episodes left of Cartel Wives. 4 episodes left. All right? Usually we do 2 or 3 in one live session, but we're going to go 1 live per day and get these last 4 episodes of Cartel Wives in the can. And then they'll be edited and they'll be put out. It's going to be a lot of work going on this week, so it'll be a lot of lives and less videos just being uploaded on their own. They're going to be accompanied by lives this week. Once again, I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys supporting me over the last year doing this channel. And we've been having a good time. We're building a nice little community, a respectful community. And we come here and we talk our shit. You know what I'm saying? We come here, we talk our shit, we have a good time. And I've been enjoying it. And I hope y'all are enjoying it. Couple of housekeeping steps before we get it popping. As per usual, we have the $2 text-to-speech. The link is in the description. You hit that link, and for $2, you can have your comment played on the screen during the show. So I'll show you how that'll look.
Test user sent $50 test message.
So there you have it. That'll pop up, and your comment will be read out on the screen, and we'll deal with it right then and there. And for $5, you can add a YouTube link to that, and I will react to whatever video that is right there and then, barring it doesn't take my channel down. And we all know my channel's in danger on a regular basis. Right? We also have super thanks, super chats, all of that good stuff that comes with YouTube. Other ways for you to support the channel. PayPal is in the description. Cash App, Venmo, all of that good stuff. We are also sponsored by our Ill Spread shop. For those that have yet to see it, this is it right here. Boom. We got our no pillow talk covers for the young hustler in your life, so that he looks over at his couch and reminds himself to keep his mouth shut. All right, got various colors for that. 0 pillow talk. All right, no pillow talk. We got our El Cartel gear. T-shirts. For the men and the ladies, different color coordinations. I mean, boom. Right. Let's see what else we got here. Show more. We got hoodies, bags. Got the green joint. On hoodies. Got the red joint. For men and ladies. Got the single color jump off El Cartel hoodies. These are dope. Right? And for the backyard boss in your life on Father's Day, not to be mistaken with El Chapo, we got the El Guapo boss of the backyard, El Mero Mero of the man cave apron. Right? We got different colors of that too. Boom. Good look. Right. There's some other stuff that I don't see right here. We got hats and stuff like that. Y'all can check that out. Make sure y'all check out the Ill Shop. I will link it in the chat. As a matter of fact, I will do that right now. I will link the shop in the chat. Let me get my links up. There they are. And again, this is another way that you guys can support the channel and we can keep moving forward. Salutes to Old Soul being first on the check-in in the chat. Seems like a slow day. Not sure if YouTube is pushing out my notifications. My notificaciones. Got me wondering if we shouldn't get into Cartel Wives first before the special announcement. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to get into episode 31 of Cartel Wives. Episode 31 of Cartel Wives. Again, we also have other playlists on this channel where you can see me react and talk my shit over plenty of other topics. We got dumb criminals and Dumb Law Enforcement on that playlist that I just threw up in the chat. Right? So that's my true crime playlist. We have the Surviving El Chapo playlist. The playlist that started it all. Boom. There's that. Just getting our housekeeping out the way. We got Cartel Wives. We are almost done with Cartel Wives. We have 4 episodes left. We're looking at Saturday being the finale. Saturday will be the finale. We also have another playlist here. It's my opinion on the tragic death of Zach TV1. It's a crazy story that you might want to check out. And we also have the invite for the Discord. The invite for our Discord. It's our own little social media platform for ourselves, our own server for us to hang out and kick it. So all of those things are linked in the chat. Y'all can check those out at your own convenience. Once again, I appreciate y'all for being here. My name is Shy Ill. You can call me Shy. Wipe your feet on the way in. Hit the like button if you have yet to subscribe. Please do so. If you have yet to hit that notification bell so that you stay abreast of what we're doing, please do so. If you got any questions, the chat's right there for you. The live chat's right there for you. I'm also paying attention. Sometimes people confuse the live chat and the comments because they're right next to each other and it's not very obvious where they're at. But I try to pay attention to those too and make sure I holler at everybody that's in there. So again, thank you guys for being here. I'm going to hit the like button myself. Val, done deal. And we are going to get into Cartel Wives, Chapter 31. Pull that up here. Boom. Chapter 31. There we go. Get there. Video popping. Wives. The Wives video popping. Right there. And with that said, let's get it. Cartel Wives, Chapter 31. Last chapter, we found out that Saul was still on the prowl. Knew the twins was locked up. Knew that it was his opportunity to catch the girls in a vulnerable state. So he wanted to snatch up Viv and snatch up Viv. He wanted to snatch up Val and kidnap her. The plot was out on the street. People heard about it. They got the feds involved during the whole roll-up, and they used Saul's punk-ass greed against them. They knew that if they laid out something for the trap, he'd come and he'd take the bait. So they laid out, I don't know if it was 600 keys, something like that, in a truck, and they just waited for him to come get it. They snatched him up. Would that stop his dirtbagism? Absolutely did not stop his dirtbagism. He got into the joint and made friends with Vicente Zambada and made an attempt to sell information on the twins and their wives to Vicente Zambada. He tried to get Val's ex-husband, who was in prison. He tried to get him to give him information as well. And again, he got caught, witch and tell, got him sent back to court, and the judge upped his sentence to 40 years. And he cried like a little baby in front of the judge, begging and pleading that he would change his life. I doubt that's possible when you're willing to kidnap kids, pregnant women, old people, and people that like you and depend on you. You know what I'm saying? Salutes Old 30 North in the chat. One of the usual suspects. I appreciate you for being here, sir. Please stick around after this episode. We got a special announcement. Actually, you're very much so involved in the special announcement. And also, we're going to get through one episode of Cartel Wise, and we're going to move on to the special announcement. We're going to do Cartel Wise first because I want the room to populate with the usual suspects and get more people up in here. We definitely going to have a good week this week. And we're going to keep it popping. So, again, he was a dirtbag. He tried to make it happen. They gave him 40 years. He cried like a baby. and said that he wanted to change his life and he didn't want to do bad things no more. And that's pretty much where we ended it, I believe. So here we go. Cartel Wives, chapter 31.
Chapter 29.
She lying.
Grand Jury and Plea Agreements. Mia. When Peter and Junior agreed to become informants and turn themselves in, they formally and legally admitted they were criminals. This acknowledgement didn't change during their years of proffering, although then they were protected. Anything they said couldn't be used against them in a court of law.
Olivia. In order to face indictments, they had to sit in front of a grand jury, which they did from December 2008 to June 2009, during their time at the Chicago MCC. Federal grand juries are typically larger than those in state courts. They can contain anywhere from 16 to 23 jurors. In front of these law-abiding citizens, Junior and Peter were prepared to be 100% truthful, incriminate themselves, and tell on everyone they cared for. They knew they were going to be charged, but for what was still in question. That would depend on the grand jury testimony and the government's thorough investigation to make sure all that they'd said was true.
Mia. Peter and Junior had to go in front of a grand jury maybe a dozen times, and it was one of the hardest things they'd endured in the whole course of their cooperation. Standing before the grand jury, they had to read out every criminal act they'd committed while they ran their organization. Every single terrible thing. It made Peter feel awful. He didn't even want me to read his sworn statements, let alone his kids one day in the future.
Think about that. They putting all their dirt on the paper, you know what I'm saying? And evidently there's no bodies in there and they still feeling some kind of guilt for the things that they did. Yeah, that's a gut-wrenching situation. Your friends, your enemies, your associates, everybody balled up in one situation. And shit, everybody headed to hell.
I'm so ashamed, he told me on one Sunday visit. When I turned myself in, I wasn't proud of what I'd done. But at the time, I thought I should be forgiven. Now, I'm not sure anyone should ever forgive me.
Olivia. Junior was so nervous before his first grand jury appearance, but he wasn't the only person on edge. The whole thing was such a big deal that before he and Peter walked in, officials cleared the entire court. Even the parking lot was empty. When they entered, Tom was sweating profusely. Apparently, it was a big day for everyone, even the U.S. attorney.
Mia. The moment Peter stood in front of the grand jury and stated his name, all those people staring at him in disbelief made him feel humiliated. In the drug world, he felt normal, even respected. Out there, in the open, in a court of law, he felt so vulnerable.
Yeah, you're smut to those people. You know what I'm saying? They look at regular people like they're smut. So I could only imagine what they're looking at, a notorious kingpin like.
Like such a criminal that it was hard for him to think straight.
Shout out Ian in the chat on the check-in. Appreciate you, Ian Heslip. Thank you for being here, sir. Stick around. We got a special announcement after this episode. This is one of 4 episodes that we have left for Cartel Wives. Appreciate you. Please hit the like button.
Olivia. Tom broke down their whole case, walking the jury through everything, from the very first day they started, when they sold their first 30 kilos, to their peak, when they had a $200 billion empire. Then, he let the grand jury ask Junior and Peter questions. Pretty soon, the talk turned personal. Everyone was so intrigued with them.
Mia. At one point, someone on the grand jury stopped in the middle of his inquiry, stared at them, and said, "Are you guys going to write a book or make a movie?"
Bruh, the story tells itself. Stranger than fiction. You don't even have to embellish for this shit to be dope. And everybody that seems to hear the story knows it. The person that just asked him that knows it. I know it. Y'all already always telling me in the chat, man, this should be a movie, this should be that. It's just obvious, man. It just makes sense.
Olivia. Finally, in August 2009, the grand jury considered the testimony, read all the evidence, and handed over the indictments. When Mia and I first read them, we were overwhelmed. "This is a lot to take in," I said to Mia. "Yeah," she answered. "Reading everything Junior and Peter did on paper is different than living it every day."
Mia. Those indictments were hard pills to swallow. Junior and Peter had always wanted to protect us, so in a lot of ways we'd been shielded from the whole truth of what they did. They never wanted us to worry, so in Mexico they made our lives feel almost normal. Still, we didn't feel lied to.
I wonder if I can if there's a way to access those grand jury testimonies. Because I'd like to hear what the internal struggle is about. I mean, they know, the women know they're hustlers. The women know they've been hustling. Is it the scale? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Especially when there's no bodies, they ain't torture nobody. You know what I'm saying? Their job was basically to outsmart everybody trying to stop them. Ian in the chat said it should definitely be a movie. It will definitely be a movie, and not very far from now, a TV show. I mean, Charlie's talked about it a little bit. Let the cat out the bag. Val talked about it a little bit. Let a little bit of the cat out the bag. So I'm confident this thing's gonna be a full blown, TV show success.
And we certainly weren't mad at them. Sure, we were disturbed to see everything in print, but we knew that Peter and Junior changing their lives had all been done for us and our children. They'd become the men they promised us they'd be, and that we always knew they were.
Olivia. After the indictments were handed over, the U.S. attorneys and Peter's and Junior's lawyers set to work on a plea agreement. Plea bargains are essentially contracts that are governed by layers upon layers of statutes, rules, guidelines, Department of Justice policies, and case law. In their plea agreements, Junior and Peter would accept all that they'd been charged with. They'd take responsibility for the distribution, the manufacturing, the trafficking, you name it. Then, they'd agree to a range of years that the judge might sentence them to. And it could be 5 years or 5 times that. Sounds straightforward, right? It was actually a living hell. It was this complicated, painful process that began June 2012, 4 long years after they left Mexico, and took 2 months.
Bruh, so that means you go through you make the decision, you call in, you say, hey, I want to give y'all what I got. They say, all right, you're on your own. You got a 9-month situation where you're out there on your own, doing it on your own. You finally get snatched up. You come to the other side of the border. They straight put you to work right away. And it's 4 years later, you still rolling shit up. You still rolling people up. You're still giving grand jury testimony. And they still ain't gave you a date. They say, 5 to 700 years. Whatever we decide when we decide it.
Mia. Over that whole summer, people were angry. And I don't just mean at each other. They were angry at us. The U.S. attorneys went back and forth with our lawyers. Then our lawyers went back and forth.
And not just the U.S. attorneys and the lawyers and the streets is mad. There's people out there mad, families out there mad, kids out there mad. Again, then you got the knuckleheads that, like run into Val in a Burger King. He's like, oh, are you snitching on me? Are you snitching on me? They convince him that they're not. 2 seconds later, Buddy's like, all right, can I get some work? Like, bro, you looking to go to jail. You know what I mean?
With Peter and Junior. Both sides were eager to settle, and because of that, our lawyers pressured Junior and Peter. Do you know how many kilos of cocaine you sent into the United States? One of them once asked. Yes, why? Peter asked. Because it was so much that most people would get life in prison. You need to sign this plea agreement. Stop fucking playing games.
Hold on.
Peter was pissed. With Peter and Junior. Both sides were eager to settle, and because of that, our lawyers pressured Junior and Peter. Do you know how many kilos of cocaine you sent into the United States? One of them once asked. Yes, why? Peter asked. Because it was so much that most people would get life in prison. You need to sign this plea agreement. Stop fucking playing games.
Most people ain't gonna give you what Buddy's gonna give you. Most people are gonna roll up 3 or 4 dudes off the block. These guys gave you the supply chain, top to bottom.
Peter was pissed. Why are you scolding us? You're our lawyers. You're supposed to be on our side. Peter and Junior loved their lawyers, and so did we. They'd slaved away for them. Joe especially had been on their side since way before they were on the international stage. Junior and Peter never lost sight of that. But everyone in a situation like theirs wants the best deal. Of course they were going to fight.
Olivia. I was making calls to David and Joe and his legal team day in and day out, and after weeks of endless conversations, they began to get really frustrated with me. We weren't seeing eye to eye. They were advising us, pleading with Peter and Junior to sign, and we were giving them every reason why they shouldn't. It became a non-stop screaming match. Things got so bad that our lawyers grew tired of explaining themselves to me. I stopped getting straight responses, and sometimes I just get a one-word answer, which is almost as bad as no answer at all.
Mia. I'd have to pass messages from our lawyers to Peter, then relay his questions back to them, because in prison, you don't get special privileges to call your lawyer whenever you want. It has to be a matter of life and death. All this back and forth every day felt endless. There were so many calls, I started to get dizzy every time the phone rang.
Olivia. Our lawyers wanted Peter and Junior to sign a plea agreement for 10 to 16 years, but I couldn't comprehend why they should settle for that. I thought they didn't deserve a day more than 10 years after everything they'd done. They'd jeopardized their lives when they worked undercover in Mexico. They'd given the government every major player in the cartels on a silver platter.
Bruh.
On top of that,
They was straight up undercover. They was undercover police, bro. There was nothing more you could ask for from them than you would ask from somebody on a payroll that could never get that close. Crazy.
they'd voluntarily turned themselves in to serve their time and pay for their crimes. Theirs was the biggest case that had ever touched the Chicago office. Bigger than Al fucking Capone.
Alphonse.
Plus, their intentions had always been good. Light years more honest than anyone else in the drug trade. I tried to spell this out to our lawyers. In this business, many men use their money and power to hurt and kill people, I said. Our husbands have been robbed, kidnapped, and almost left for dead. And not once have they gone out for revenge or been violent. Doesn't that count for something?
Nope.
Apparently, it didn't.
Not even a little bit. You know? You could have bodied everybody and they'd have still treated you the same way. Crazy.
I knew there were hitmen for the mob, with bodies stacked up and hidden away,
Facts.
who had been offered better deals for cooperating.
Facts.
These guys were in and out of jail in less than 10 years. I guess that shit only happens in New York City, I thought.
Gotta have Cutler as your lawyer.
Mia. When things didn't go our way, we assumed the worst. That the government didn't need our husbands as much anymore since Vicente was now cooperating. Whatever was going through their minds, the U.S. attorneys were playing hardball, not budging 1 inch. They were offering Junior and Peter 10 to 16 years, and that was just what it was going to be. After 2 months, Peter finally decided to sign his plea agreement. He did so the day before Junior did, and then he appeared in front of the federal judge.
Olivia. Unlike civil and criminal cases in state and county courts, federal courts don't use juries to approve plea agreements and determine sentences. Instead, there's one appointed official who reviews them and later decides how many days, weeks, or years a defendant gets. In Junior and Peter's case, the judge who was going to decide their fate was the Chief Judge for the United States Court of the Northern District of Illinois, Ruben Castillo.
Ruben.
Mia. Like Peter and Junior, Judge Castillo had done better than his parents. He'd been born in Chicago to a Puerto Rican mom and a Mexican dad, and was the first member of his family to go to college. When he was appointed by Bill Clinton to the U.S. District Court in 1994, he was the first Latino federal judge in the state of Illinois. Castillo had grown up in a tough neighborhood, and many of his friends ended up in prison.
All right, to all my Latinos in the chat, did any of that shit matter? You think he gave them any leniency or gave them any, gave them something fair, considering what they went through? I don't think it takes any, I don't think it helps at all. Ruben Castillo probably look at them even worse than, what some other judge would.
Olivia. In a lot of ways, he and our husbands were two sides of the same coin. But while one had gone to law school and risen to the highest ranks of his profession, the others had run the most lucrative drug operation in the United States. We all knew that growing up in a bad neighborhood is very different than being raised in a home where you're trained to sell drugs. But still, we all wondered, is what makes them similar and different going to make him sympathetic?
And according to Dolo Solo in the chat, the answer is F, no. And I tend to agree. F, no. Let's see.
Or repel him?
Repel.
Mia. When Peter walked into the courtroom, Judge Castillo was sitting in his oversized chair, front and center, way up high, looking like he was playing God. The courtroom is built to make you feel intimidated, but Peter was experiencing that and more. I was humiliated, Peter said, but I was ready to apologize. I couldn't believe the destruction I'd caused in my life and the lives of others. I wasn't there, but Peter told me that while Judge Castillo read out his charges, he'd never felt sorrier about anything. He wanted to denounce his whole life right then and there. Still, I wished I could tell the judge one good thing about myself, he told me. But he knew he was fooling himself. The time for defending himself was over. He had to be man enough to stand in front of a judge, feel intense remorse, and accept his fate.
Olivia. Junior couldn't imagine being alone, in jail, for 16 years. Our babies and Samantha and Sasha were growing up without him, and the 6-year difference he was fighting for determined whether he'd be home before Brandon graduated from high school.
Yeah, that's 6 years.
He might even miss his girls' college graduations. Junior and I love each other enough to get through anything, but it's our kids we worry the most about, and we knew that a few years makes a huge difference in a young child's life. So when our lawyer, David, called me one evening and pleaded with me not to let Junior make the biggest mistake of his life, I didn't know what to think. Do I fight like I always have, or do we just accept it? If there's anything I've learned in my marriage, it's to trust my husband 100%. And so I decided to agree with Junior, whatever he wanted to do. Junior fought to the very last day, right up until the minute the U.S. Marshals flew him to Chicago. When he landed, Tom and David were there to greet him. Peter already signed the papers, Junior, David said. The U.S. attorney added, and if you don't sign them too, it's possible the judge will rip up the plea agreement and you'll be looking at life.
Everything is leverage with them guys, boy. Everything is leverage. Shout out 030 North in the chat, said Latino judges are the worst. Yeah, man. It send you away for a long, long time.
Junior was shocked and hurt, and he knew he was backed up against the wall. He and his twin brother had always been on the same page, but Peter had gone ahead and signed the papers without telling him.
Oh,
What?
that's a point of contention right there. I don't know if that was revealed in Surviving the Chopper. I don't think I remember that. I might be mistaken. It's been a long time since season 1, but wow.
Why the hell did my brother do that? He thought to himself. Now I don't have 2 legs to stand on. Deep down, he realized what had really happened. Peter hadn't done anything wrong, and he'd never meant to catch Junior short. It had just been too hard trying to negotiate through their attorneys. For the first real time in their lives, at such a critical moment, they hadn't been able to communicate. They hadn't been able to read each other's minds.
Right.
As Junior signed his plea agreement, minutes before going in front of the judge, tears fell from his eyes. In a room full of men, all of whom were staring at him at his most vulnerable moment, he felt degraded. Worse, he worried that he was giving up, that he was letting me down. Then, as he stood before Judge Castillo, who was draped in a big, black cloak with the United States of America emblem behind him, and the stars and stripes beside him, Junior felt the power of the court. When Judge Castillo read him his charges, he fully understood the severity of his crimes and the harm he'd done to society, and he realized, I'm ashamed of the damage that I've caused, and I'm ready to pay for my crimes. It's the right thing to do. Judge Castillo pulled his glasses down, looked my husband in the eye, almost surprised, and said, Mr. Flores, do you understand everything that you're admitting to? Yes, Your Honor, he answered, struggling to get the words out. Accepting responsibility was hard, and listening to all he'd done was painful. Suddenly, he knew he'd done the right thing, and later, he told me as much. Liv, we've been living in this bubble. I can't believe everything we did. It sounded so bad. I can't believe I fought with my attorneys and almost lost my deal. I could have spent the rest of my life in prison. I'm so grateful I got the plea agreement I did.
I want to read those papers. I want to know. Nosy. I want to know what you heard coming out that man's mouth.
I realize now how severe my case was. I can't believe we were living like that for so long. I'm glad it's over. We're going to get through this. I'm proud of you, I said. Then I added, how are you feeling? Relieved. He looked it. Right then and there, I knew our attorneys had been right, and I felt bad for second-guessing them and giving them such a hard time. They'd had his best interests at heart, and I'd just been so passionate, so determined to have my children grow up with their dad. We'd risk our lives, after all, and our husbands were going to have years and years in prison to think about it.
I mean, that, we get to hear their story. We get to hear what's going on with them. There's 100 other families going through that at that same moment. Do I take this deal? Do I do this? Do I bail out? What do I do? Do I keep my mouth shut? They warned me. Do I, it's just bad all the way around, man. It's bad all the way around. But again, it seems like that game is catered to that. You go in knowing this is what it's going to be. I could either, I'm going to be the man eventually, or everything's going to be taken away from me. Somebody's going to rat on me, this, that, or the other. They're going to use it against each other, and everybody ends up where? There or in the box. You know what I mean? So, as rough as it was for them, it was rough for a lot of people, But I want to read those transcripts. I want to know, what that judge had to say, or or what they had to say in the courtroom to the grand jury. You know what I mean? And again, this platform is always open to anybody that was affected by it. You know what I mean? Period. Don't go nowhere, nobody. We got a special announcement coming. I got a little something to show y'all. And then we're gonna go from there. But that was Cartel Wives Chapter 31. So now we only have 4 episodes of Cartel Wives left. Saturday will be the finale of Cartel Wives. And again, I appreciate all of y'all for always being here, for supporting throughout the last year that I've been doing this. I appreciate you guys immensely. And you know, hundreds up in the chat for y'all real quick. Hold them up. Hold them up, hold them up, hold them up. So finally, after 4 years, 4.5 years or whatever, they got their plea agreement. They know their numbers. They know what's gonna happen. They're gonna go to jail for this amount of time, and then they're gonna come home. And then they came home, and what happened? Feds was right there to greet them and take their wives away from them. So the story always continues. All right. So again, thank you. That was Cartel Wives Chapter 31, and we're gonna get into our special announcement. The people that are here, I appreciate you for being here. Y'all are privy to this information before everyone else. I got something here that I want to show you, and it pretty much speaks for itself, and we'll talk about it. Y'all let me know in the chat what you think and how you feel after you see this. And let me see where it's at. Get that off. Here we go. For the last year on this channel, we've been covering the most prolific powder pushers this country's ever seen. The infamous Flores twins, Margarito and Peter Flores. The twins that brought down El Chapo. We've had the pleasure of interviewing Margarito's wife, Valerie, on the channel.
Val, she called into the YouTube channel.
Hello, Shine.
Val.
Hey, it's me.
What's up?
I watch all your reaction videos. I feel like you're doing a great job.
Does Jay watch?
Jay definitely watches.
And my small but vocal community let it be known they want more. 030 North said, tell her to put her husband on the phone. Amidst heavy competition in the YouTuber sphere to get the twins on the platform.
Will they come on this podcast? Can you get us the Flores twins?
Yeah.
Really?
I could. Maybe. I don't know whether they do it.
Hello, who am I speaking with?
Hey, what's up, Shy? This is Pete Flores.
Jay Flores, Shy, how you doing?
What's poppin', Jay? The audience wants a date. You got a date for me?
I'm available Saturday. You want to get with my brother, and work out that schedule. We're good.
That works for you. It works for me.
An exclusive with the Flores twins after the Cartel Wives finale, Saturday, February 3rd, right here. Right here. There you have it, y'all. We got the Flores twins. This Saturday, after the finale of Cartel Wives, we have both Jay and Peter Flores on the show. So applause to yourself, all right, for always showing up, for being there. I appreciate you guys for being here. We've had nothing but good discourse. It's been a good time. I try to stay active with y'all in the comments, and we discuss this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shout out 030 North. Got a little cameo in the video. You know what I'm saying? 030 North said he's a better man than me. I would have ran. Catch me if you can. I'm Abagnale. I'm out of here. I'm on the run. I got satchels of money, and I'm on my way. I don't got a family and kids. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? Salute Ian Heslop. He said, hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Salutes to you. Flames and hundreds from Old Soul. Hundreds from Ian Heslop. Salute. Hundreds back for you. So, when I got onto this YouTube kick, my intention was to start a channel. Salutes Dolo Solo with his hundreds in the chat. I appreciate you. I was gonna start this channel. I watch things anyway, and I figured, why am I wasting content if reactions are a thing? Watching and wasting time when I could be putting this on YouTube and making something happen with it, right? As all of y'all know, when you get on YouTube, when you're trying to get monetized, you need a certain amount of watch hours and a certain amount of subscribers. I needed a way to make that happen. I was doing single videos and they weren't working out. I had been waiting for the Surviving El Chapo series because I knew it was coming. And I said, you know what? It's not a bad idea to deal with that story. That story is a Chicago story. It's a story that I'm close to. 50's involved. I might as well do that. I started doing that and it worked. And it started bringing people to this channel. And it was this same week. It might have been this exact day, if not today, tomorrow. that I got monetized. I got monetized quickly through the help of the Surviving El Chapo podcast. Me being able to do my reactions to the Surviving El Chapo podcast, and it started building an audience. You know what I'm saying? And you know, shit blew up. Dolo Solo said, "What?" Flames in the chat. So got monetized, so it worked out. Kept it going. Did a little experimenting with the channel, trying different things out. Season 2 came along. Did what I could with season 2. We didn't get much out of season 2, considering, you know, the deeds had been done by that point. By the time we got to season 2, they were in court. The running and gunning is over. The kidnapping is over. Now the only cruelty is going to come from the hands of the government. You know what I'm saying? I've been accused by supporters that I enjoy, supporters that I talk to on a regular basis. They said, "Shy, you done gotten soft on the twins, you know, since Val's come on and wow. So we haven't even got to that part yet. So Surviving El Chapo season 2, we're going through it. Then I decided, let's do Cartel Wives. We do Cartel Wives, and Val reaches out. Val wants to talk. Val came on the show. That was something that was dope for us. We were able to have her here. It was a quick one to the next minute thing. It wasn't like this with the twins where I'm able to promote it and push it out there and you know, have it, you know, ready for the people to see and build the community, you know. 030 North said, damn. 030 North said, man, I have some questions, respectful questions. I'm asking for them. Run the questions. Put them in the comments. Run them in the Discord, wherever you can get your questions. That goes for you, 030 North. That goes for everybody. Y'all got questions, get them to me, because understand something. It's these questions, I'm getting all these questions. It's not like we're gonna hit them all on the first day. You know what I'm saying? But the twins have reassured me that this is the beginning of an ongoing situation where they continue to come back to the show, you know, and I'm taking their word for it. Everything they've said to me thus far has been on a level. But we haven't got there yet. So please, 030 North and everybody else, field your questions. Throw them questions in the comments. Throw them questions in the chat. Throw them questions in the live chat. Whatever we can do. So Val comes on the show. We have a good conversation. She talks about how they all watch the show. And then after that, the discourse was open. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the guys they were digging what I'm doing here. They were digging that I was coming from a real place. They were digging that I wasn't just sticking to one topic and beating the shit out of it and beating it till it's dead. No, I want to know the whole story. And they appreciated that. They appreciated that I didn't cut them no slack when it wasn't time to cut them no slack. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't cut the feds no slack when it was time to cut the feds some slack. You know what I mean? But again, they also love the audience. They also love the fact that I'm able to go back and forth with the audience and have these conversations, you know. We're going to have the power chat on that day so people can drop their $2 donation and get their comment popped up on the screen, and it'll take priority over what's going on in the chat. The reason I wanted to talk about this today is because we have 4 episodes left for Cartel Wives. I figured let's try to get a push going on this channel to get us there. So today I did a live version of a live reaction to Cartel Wives. That was the 4th of the last 4 episodes. So now we only have 3 left. So tomorrow I'll do another one. Friday I'll do another one. Saturday the finale, and directly after the finale we will have Jay and Peter Flores right here to have conversation, to field questions, and to to hang out. Now again, remember something. We're talking about guys that are having their lives under a microscope right now. Under G-Unit Films and Lionsgate with the podcast. They got the documentary coming, and they have the scripted TV series coming. All of those things have to do with life rights and contracts and situations that they're in. So there's some things that they can't discuss, some things they can't talk about, but it's just a couple of Chicago boys having a conversation, and we're going to get into what we can get into. But I'm sure that that's going to be more than enough, way more than enough for us to be ready for the next opportunity for them to come through and speak. You know what I'm saying? Right now they're in a situation where their wives are not with them. They're fielding the family. They're fielding the business. They're doing it all. And you know, and the wives are doing what they have to do right now, you know. So we are catching the benefit of being honest with our reactions and being honest with this channel, by people that don't have to talk to us. Technically, the twins can go anywhere and be on any show. Johnny Mitchell, Luis Chaparro, Bill Stacks. They can go to Rogan. They can go to wherever they want to go. They could go to any of these news outlets. They could go on these other popular cartel channels, but they're not. They're coming here. They're coming here, and for those that saw the video, they're coming here and they're coming to hang out, and they've confirmed it, with their voice right then and there. So again, if you guys got questions, please let the questions fly. If we don't get to them this first time, we will get to them eventually. If you want to jump the line, then the donation will be up for you guys to be able to jump the line. But your word matters. You guys have been following along with me. And here we are. So we got the Flores twins. We play the video one more time. Then what I'm going to do is, at the end of this live stream, I'm going to publish this video, put it out there for everybody. I'd appreciate a share from you guys, a push, a like, whatever you guys can do for me to help us get a push, to get enough people here so that where we feel good, we feel better about what's going to happen on Saturday with the Flores twins. If y'all can help me out with that, I'd appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Let your people know that we are here and we will be here. You know what I mean? So let me shut this down. Bow. Let's do this again. Last year on this channel, we've been covering the most prolific powder pushers this country's ever seen. The infamous Flores twins, Margarito and Peter Flores, the twins that brought down El Chapo. We've had the pleasure of interviewing Margarito's wife, Valerie, on the channel.
Val, she called into the YouTube channel.
Hello, Shy.
Val.
Hey, it's me.
What's up?
I watch all your reaction videos. I feel like you're doing a great job.
Does Jay watch?
Jay definitely watches.
And my small but vocal community let it be known they want more. 030 North said, tell her to put her husband on the phone. Amidst heavy competition in the YouTuber sphere to get the twins on the platform.
Will they come on this podcast? Can you get us the Flores twins?
Yeah.
Really?
I could. Maybe. I don't know whether they do it.
Hello, who am I speaking with?
Hey, what's up, Shy? This is P. Flores.
Jay Flores, Shy, how you doing?
What's poppin', Jay? The audience wants a date. You got a date for me?
I'm available Saturday. You want to get with my brother, and work out that schedule. We're good.
That works for you. It works for me.
An exclusive with the Flores twins after the Cartel Wives finale, Saturday, February 3rd, right here. For the last year on this. And there you have it. Saturday, February 3rd. Throughout the week during the promotion, I'll be giving you more details. I'll be giving you guys more information on a specific time that I will be going live. But at the end of that Cartel Wives, the twins will be on the show. Dolo Soto said, that's dope, bro. That's right. You unbiased. You're unbiased straight across the board. The content is what did it. I appreciate that. And I believe it too. The content is what did it. They've been watching for a while and been, absolutely attentive as to what we were talking about. So they're on their way. So again, I'm going to need y'all's help. I'm going to need y'all to help this push going forward for the rest of the week. I'm going live every day. I might go live again later on tonight and we'll just keep on promoting and keep on pushing. And then Saturday, make sure everybody got some time set aside to show their face in the chat, man, because we're going to kick it. We're going to hang out. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about it. You guys are privy to this information first. Nobody else knows about this. And I'm about to publish this video, make this video go live. I'll be putting up a post also in the community tab. So please, if you see a post from me later, if you don't try to go check out the community post later if you don't get the notification. Hit the like button, leave a comment, leave a question there. When I publish this video, hit the like button, leave a comment, leave a question there. Give it a share if you can. I appreciate anything that you guys can do for us to get this push moving forward. We at the beginning of promo mode. We here all week long. We going hard till Saturday. No sleep till Saturday, and it's going down. I appreciate you guys being here. With that being said, y'all could start throwing y'all hundreds up in the chat, and I'm going to get my ass out of here and start working on all of the promo stuff that's going to be needed and needs to be ready for when it goes down on Saturday. You guys make sure you got questions. I don't want to hear nothing about, you should have asked them this. Once it's on the list, eventually it's going to get asked. If it jumps the line, it's definitely going to be asked. But I don't want to hear about nothing if you didn't send the questions. Send your questions. Send your questions. I don't care how rough they are. I mean, if they're disrespectful, I'll edit the disrespect. We don't need to be disrespectful. They're coming here to have a respectful conversation, but again, they ain't scared of anybody's bullshit, just like I'm not scared of anybody's bullshit. You know what I mean? So whatever it is, send them questions in. Put them questions on the comments for all of the promotional stuff that I post up this week. But I'm burning in at both ends. We going hard until it's over with. You know what I mean? And again, this is just the first of many. This is the first of many, but let's make it a monumental one. You know what I mean? It's been a lot of work, but it's been a lot of fun, and it's going down. It is going down. So with that being said, I'm gonna play the song we came in with today. And we're going to get out of here. I'm going to give you all your hundreds in the chat. I'm going to go publish this short video. Make sure y'all give it a follow. Give it a share. Give it a like. Drop a comment on it. Drop your questions. I'm excited. And let's get it. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday. And I'll probably see you again later. Werner Heim said, ask what do they think would happen if they didn't turn themselves in? Great question. Consider it on the list. Matter of fact, let me screenshot this right now so that I don't lose the question. And got it. Again, leave them questions in any comments on any of the videos, on these posts that I put up. I'm going to get to them. We'll get these questions out. Dolo Solo, let's blow it up, everybody. I appreciate you, Dolo Solo. I appreciate the people that popped up in here today. Thank you guys very much. And let's get it, man. Let's get it. Let's shut this down. Let's turn this up. And we out of here.
Grease on this motherfucker.
The high chief, seeing cloud visions, divine peace. The divine speaks, it gets things in the mind tweaked, dialed in, tuned up to the right peak. Activate the bridge, letting all three eyes see. No, my future's not behind me. My past is never far away, it's always trying to find me. Lurking in the shadows, but the lights ahead are blinding. Inviting me to come home and build what will define me. Find me where the wind blow with a shy breeze. At your window with a 9-piece when the shot freeze. Seen it all, can't take it back, witness so many minds bleed. Wicked waves of violence, strange fruit hanging from shy trees. The bullet holes, the fresh meat where life is when death meet. The circumstances, happenstance, we will never find peace. We'll fight until our heads are severed, bloody-eyed and blind greed. Before we ever come together, we gon' need our minds free. In this darkness, what can I see? What can be said for the dead if we fucking zombies? Afterlife mean what when your current life isn't lively? Put your worries in the sky, help you see what I see.
Until the morning to see the light. I'm watching these visions in the sky all night. I can see the moon in the dark so bright. Even though the sun is gone, the stars are going strong. We go on, however bad it gets, we go on. We get it how we live and go on. We keep on fighting, hold on. We make it right when it's wrong. We ride the light and we go on. However bad it gets, we go on. We get it how we live and go on. We keep on fighting, hold on. We make it right when it's wrong. We ride the light and we go. We go. We go. We go. Ride the light and we go. We go. We go. Ride the light and we go.
The shaman. That's within the person that I am. Well versed in the rituals, deserts, gazelles, and lions. Dire straits, rising weights, they're struggling, surviving. Misled in my defiance, non-compliant, facing giants. Mind talker, shy walker, down the alley of the reaper shadow. Dope needles, baby rattles, tragic scenes in epic battles. Bloody rivers, blazing saddles, modern slavery, raising cattle. Fed the worst, bred from birth to do the work and die in shackles. Rather fly on a cool night when the moon's bright, while a dead star send light from far in the black sky. Spaceman in the cosmos, my eyes lower tight, flow some rhymes, ho. Fill empty space with words wherever I go. Interstellar, illestella, una estrella vieja bella, laser focus, foresight to be alive a fortnight. More right than wrong with more mics and songs. Bad bitches and thongs pulling hits from bombs.
Now it's just no rhyme or reason. Now it's just murder, 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 murder. They just kill it. That's it. Now ain't nobody safe. We not safe. The worst nigga in the world is the nigga in your ear. That's the worst motherfucker.
I'll wait until the morning to see the light. I'm watching these visions in the sky all night. I can see the moon in the dark so bright. Even though the sun is gone, the stars are going strong. We go on. However bad it gets, we go on. We get it how we live and go on. We keep on fighting, hold on. We make it right when it's wrong. We ride the light and we go on. However bad it gets, we go on. We get it how we live and go on. We keep on fighting, hold on. We make it right when it's wrong. We ride the light and we go. We go. We go. We go. Ride the light and we go. We go. We go. Ride the light and we go. Ride the light and